So a viewer in Swift County wants to know what's the panel's opinion about the cell phone hands-free operation in the car, and whether or not, and I would add to that, whether or not you think it's going to pass. We start with you. What do you think?
Well, fundamentally, I'm opposed to all kinds of restrictions that we put on people, that should be making decisions like that on their own. They know it's dangerous. They know all of these things they've been told, and we've seen accident reports and all. I mean, common sense would tell you it shouldn't be necessary to put another restriction on our behavior. I haven't seen this bill as far as all of the details as how it might work. I've had some constituents that have sent me a message that they would like me to support it, but I need to see how it works, and I think hands-free, I mean, there are things that I think you can still do. So I'm all for safety, but I'm a little leery about, again, here we go, passing another law. We've got laws against, for seat belts. People still drive without them. So we can only control behavior to a certain degree.
I use my seatbelt.
I always do
all
too.
The time.
I always do too.
Okay.
I always do too. But there are people that don't. And so I guess I'm waiting to kind of make a decision on where that winds up.
Well, Senator Osmak, what do you think?
In the Senate, we have two bills that cleared the Transportation Committee. One was one of mine. The first bill is Senator Newman's ban on non-hands-free cell phone use. I am on that bill. I'm a little concerned about lumping everybody into the same category of not being able to drive and use a cell phone at the same time responsibly. So that one is in the judiciary as well as mine. Mine, it takes a little different approach, and I think it's actually it's got very strong bipartisan support. I have three sections to my bill. One is we address distracted driving with a cell phone and say you can use your cell phone, but if you are not using a hands-free setting and you get into an accident, we're going to treat you like a drunk driver. We're going to have the same penalties. So if you cause bodily injury or death, you're going to fall into the same DUI statutes where if you were drunk behind the wheel. It puts punishment on use, and if you take the risk, just as if you get a couple of drinks in you and you drive a car, you're taking a risk. And if you impact someone else's life, you're going to have a penalty. If you listen to these families, people are getting 5 days in jail. They're getting work release for killing someone. It's ridiculous. This is an impact on another family and their life. Either you're killing someone and impacting their family, or you're injuring them. So we need to have another tool for law enforcement to get the message clear. There's two additional components. One is if you're texting while driving right now, the first offense is $50. That's basically a tank of gas for most of us. We increase those fines on texting while driving, and that we found that this is happening a lot. People are being cited for this a lot. We changed that to $150 on the first offense, $250 on the second offense, $500 on the third, and on the third, we're going to take your cell phone from you, third and subsequent offenses. And for some people, that could be a $1,000 cost of losing their cell phone. But if you're texting while driving, which is illegal, we already have that on the books. It's time for us to get some teeth behind it. And then the last component is really rather common sense. Right now in driver's ed, we don't necessarily direct the commissioner to have distracted driving as part of driver's ed programs. We actually will direct them to have it as part of public and private driver's ed programs. It's in the driver's manual, but this is going to make sure if they don't have it, that we train people when they're driving about distracted driving. And I really wanted to go after, if you're digging for the last Cheeto, or if you're yelling at the kids in the back seat and you're causing injury or you're causing death, I really wanted to go after that. But in the legislature, you find out right away there's some things you can't get through. You can't necessarily get into law because you have to have probable cause. And I'm not on the judiciary, and I don't want to be. But we have to start to get serious about this. And in transportation, we had a number of families come in. And this is really something you can, in my bill, you could still use your hands like this, but if you're taking that risk, there is a punishment. And I'm hoping that we can get that through. It's in judiciary in a couple of weeks, and then it goes to our floor, and I'm hoping our friends in the House will take up that bill.
Senator Marty.
I happen to support both of the bills, both the one that would ban the hands-free use. I think the safety issue, yes, picking up something off the floor of a car can be just as dangerous. I think we haven't recognized how dangerous this is yet, and I think that helps. And your bill, I like a lot of parts of that. I think the increased penalties is a disincentive to people doing it. Too often, the people who are doing it, once it's done, once they kill somebody, once something's done, it changes their whole life. Hurts them very much, not a fraction as much as the person they killed. But I think because of the risk, I think it's important to have both the ban and the higher penalties. And the training part you've got in yours is very important. I guess I remember years ago when cell phones first started becoming very common in cars, people say, oh, there's some of the advocates say there's no difference between hands-free and handheld. And I said, it sure doesn't seem to be what I'd recognize. And the other thing is whenever you see some driver swerving or doing some reckless driving, they always have their phone to their ear, and they just can't turn their head because of it or something. So I think it's time to do that, and it won't eliminate it, but I think it'll reduce, like the seatbelt law. Not everybody uses seatbelts, but a lot more do now that it's illegal. And I think you look at the death rates, I mean, the number, because of our tightening up laws over the last 3, 4, 5 decades, safer vehicles and tighter restrictions, we've cut the number of fatalities per mile driven by, I mean, like almost tenfold.
It's ridiculous. I drive along the 494 strip in Bloomington, the busiest freeway road in the state of Minnesota. And I've caught people watching YouTube on their phones as they're driving in heavy traffic down 494. We have to start taking this very seriously. Another component I'm working on is seizure, that if you get into an accident, you have to maintain that evidence. And if you get into an accident, the first thing that would benefit you is take your cell phone and flush it down the toilet or throw it in Lake Minnetonka or break it with a hammer. Right. I'm working on an addition to try and allow law enforcement to hold these cell phone electronics for up to 48 hours so that they could take the cell phone and ask a judge with probable cause to hold it as evidence. Because if you can destroy evidence, some of these things on the phones, you have to have that evidence in order to prove what was happening. So that's an additional component we're working on. And it's unfortunate, but you get through what you can. And I think this year, those bills, at least mine, I'm pretty sure we'll get through.
It's interesting how society goes along and these new devices that are supposed to be helpful to us create these problems. Before the cell phone, you still had accidents, whether it was for drunk driving or something other than distracted driving. So,
Representative Moran, your thoughts?
Well, I do believe we need to do something. I know I have adult children, and every time they're on the phone, I get really scared because you can't get easily distracted, right? And so we have to do something. I'm not all the way there with what that penalty needs to be, whether it needs to be $500 or $400, and what happens when they can't pay it, right? What will be the next step then? So I do believe that we want to discourage people from being on their phones. They need to focus and be as they're driving. It really is unsafe. I do believe that's a little bit of an overreach to believe that folks need to be taking people's phones. I think that's just really a little bit too much there. And so I'm hoping we don't go that far in saying that now I'm going to confiscate your phone, I'm going to show you, or whatever they're supposed to do. You know, I would like to see us also, if we're going to look about safety and being on the highway, I think motorcycle individuals need to have a helmet on. That is just beyond me, that we can have a vehicle and mandate that you have a seatbelt on, but you can get on your motorcycle and not have any head protection. The trauma to the head is how most deaths occur, but yet we have nothing there for those individuals. So my hope that as we begin to look at being safe on the highway, that we also look at something that deals with motorcycles. And that's safe.